Hi, it's Bri Williams, the Behavioural Explainer with you. And today I wanted to share some ideas about this mysterious gap between making a decision and acting on that decision. You might have experienced it. I decide to do something and yet I don't ever find myself doing it. Changing habits, productivity has an impact for our customers, because I think a lot of advice is built around the decision process, but it falls away at the conversion between decision and action. So two dimensions I think we need to think about. So the first is the time horizon between the decision and the action. So in some cases, we have a very short time horizon. I make the decision and I act on it. I want to eat a cookie, I eat a cookie. I decide to click a button and I click that button. So a short tail time horizon means that there's very little chance of interruption to that. The other scenario, though, is where you have a long tail time horizon. I make the decision and I act on it. So I might decide to leave a job and actually leave the job. You can see, though, that there are so many intervals at which that could all go wrong. I could get distracted, life goes on, I want to change my bank, and then I never do. So the time horizon is one of those things we first have to consider. The second dimension, aside from time horizon, is what I call the degree of boundedness. So in other words, accountability, I suppose. In some cases, we have sort of a loose boundedness to the decision. What does that mean? I can make the decision, sure, but there's no real accountability for me to follow through. This is where we often get in trouble. For instance, I decide to get healthy and then I don't tell anyone, or I don't put some accountability measures in place, and so I never bother to go to the gym, I don't overhaul my diet, whatever. Contrast that with a tightly bound decision. Well, that means I'm bound to do it. So in this case, you might think of a judge. So a judge makes a decision and the action happens, because there's all systems, there's processes, there's a whole structure around making sure that happens. So in terms of a tightly bound decision, it's a fait accompli, it's locked and loaded. It's almost like driving on a freeway and there are no exits. You are committed to doing that. So when it comes to working out what behavioural gold is stuck behind the cushions on the couch, we can think about the time horizon and the degree of boundedness. You'll find so much more about this in my blog on my website, briwilliams.com.au. As always, really interested in your thoughts, so please get in touch. Otherwise, I shall see you again next time.